Yo, this is the state of emergency. Check. I need all my Knicks fans right now to grab your jerseys, your popcorn, your sodas, whatever you gotta do to get ready for this game. I don't care if you're a cheerleader, an athlete, a couch potato. We're here to restore the feeling. Matter of fact, how do you say it from New York? What I say from New York? Hey, yo, let's go Knicks!
Hey, yo, I bring that New York energy. Talking 42nd Street, alley hoop finger roll. Ain't nobody checking me. Crossover through the legs, step back, hit it three. Still up in the hood, but got big baller tendencies. She just trying to get flued out to John Kennedy just to see the Knicks play, make a couple memories. New York, if you ain't from here, don't pretend to be. And if you ain't rocking with the Knicks, you an enemy. Yeah, look at us, whole city is wild. This is New York, why y'all ever counted us out? Any game we attend, yeah, we taking it now. Fast break on the court, all up and down. Lead a garden in the pigsty, yeah, we get it on this side. Bacon, egg, and cheese or the lobster milk with the ribeye. Either way, we winning the overtime if we get tired. Get it with the team, yeah, that's just something we live by. Hey, yo, first quarter in, we gon' turn it up. Gotta warm up first, then we taking it dub. By the third quarter in, no, they ain't catching up. Gotta stay in the lead before that shot clock buzz. If the Knicks get a win, we gon' do it again. Make the finals once before, we gon' do it again. Bounce back in the fourth, we gon' do it again. It's been a while since the chip, but we gon' do it again, yeah.
Yo, put your hands up. If you rockin' with the Knicks, put your hands up. Yo, put your hands up. If you from New York, put your hands up. Yo, look, put your hands up. If you rockin' with the Knicks, put your hands up. Look, put your hands up. Hey, yo, New York City, put your hands up. Sky, baby.
What up? What's going on? What's happening? It is the Church Guys Sports Show podcast for July the 9th, 2024. We're here, you're there, as we're here every single Tuesday night. Joining us tonight, we're excited about tonight's show. We got a lot to unpack, a lot to talk about, a lot going on in the world of sports. The NBA continues to be all year round thing now. Very, very busy night tonight. We want to talk about a lot of things in sports, so we want to get the show started. Not sure how many of the team will be joining us tonight, but we're here. You're there. So do us a favor. We need you to like, share, tag, and comment. We want you to like the post, get the algorithm going. Like the post, share it out. We're in the middle of a heat wave down here in Virginia. It's a heat wave up in New York. So hopefully you're staying cool wherever you are on this night, or whether you're listening later on in the week to the audio only version of the podcast. We hope you're staying cool wherever you are. But there's a lot going on that we need to talk about. We had a tremendous show last week, got into a huge debate about the NBA draft and everything that went on with that. So again, like, share, tag, comment, tag someone in the post that you know loves sports. Comment on the post. We want to interact with you on tonight and get involved in the show tonight. We are excited, looking forward to what is going to happen on tonight. Hold on one second. Let me resend this link out to Bishop J. Mack. I'm not sure why he didn't get it the first time, but we're going to make sure he gets it now. Hallelujah. Okay, just resent J. Mack. Hopefully you can see it now. I don't know why. Okay, hopefully it's going through now, so you should be able to see it, and you should be able to tap on it and be able to come on in. But again, a lot to unpack in the world of sports. Again, still some fallout from NBA free agency going on. The NBA summer leagues are starting to kick off. They kicked off with the California Classic over the weekend. We got to talk about that. Some great happenings that are going on in the WNBA is moving and marching forward and becoming the league that they hoped it would 27 years ago, and with the advent of these great new young stars that are really showing their mettle as far as the WNBA goes. Just a lot to unpack. So we're going to get it started. We're going to get it going. We invite you, of course, to like the post on Facebook, like our page, A Church Guy Sports Show on Facebook. You can follow us on Facebook. You can like all of the different hosts on here. Myself at Bishop D. Elias Lodeholt, at Bishop Jason McCants, at Robert Vincent Butler II, at David Wright, and at Keisha Carter. You can connect with each of us on Facebook as well. Share your ideas, your anecdotes, your thoughts about sports. Tag us in sports things that you come across, and maybe we'll talk about it on the show. So again, like, share, tag, comment. Let's get the algorithm and the conversation going on tonight as we await the squad coming in. And we're excited about tonight's show and this week's show for the Church Guy Sports Show podcast. So getting things started, I want to talk a little bit about some things that are still going on in the NBA. Crazy money being handed out throughout the NBA. I'm sorry. Emmanuel Quickly gets a 5-year, $175 million contract. So excited for former Nick Emmanuel Quickly, who was able to parlay his time with the Knicks into a max deal now with the Toronto Raptors. We're excited. Kudos to Emmanuel Quickly for that. As you know, Isaiah Hartenstein has moved on and gone with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Today, the New York Knicks introduced Mikal Bridges as the newest member of their team, connecting that group. So the Knicks are just about whole. I posted a graphic early on today in the Church Guys group chat that we have that I'm going to see if I can talk about, because one of the things I want to do tonight is I want to give kudos to Worldwide West and to Leon Rose and the job that they've done with the New York Knicks. Just an amazing job that they've done. Just an absolute amazing job that they've done. I'm blown away by the work that they've done and how they've reshaped this roster literally in just 5 short years. As Bishop J Mac joins us, Bishop J Mac, what's going on?
What's happening? What's happening?
Was talking a little bit about how the Knicks introduced Mikal Bridges today. He said all the right things today so far about wanting to be a Knick. One interesting thing that came out, and also the net GM said it the other day as he talked to their reporters about making the trade. He actually said that Mikal did not request the trade. He said that Mikal did not request the trade. Mikal reiterated that today, that he was actually in Dallas working out with Dorian Finney-Smith when he got word of the trade. So, he didn't know it was coming down the road. He is excited to be a New York Knick. He's grateful for the opportunity. But initially there was a report when the trade first happened that Mikal had gone to the net brass and said that he wanted to be a Knick. Now, I don't know, J-Mac, if I believe them when they say that didn't happen. I think they're trying to protect Mikal's brand. I do think that some sort of conversation had, because as you and I know, being lifelong Knick fans, the Nets and Knicks don't make trades not with each other. So I feel like there had to be some sort of extenuating circumstance in order for the Knicks and the Nets to make a deal. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the last time the Knicks and the Nets made a trade was back in 82, 83, somewhere around in there. I think it was. So we're talking about over 2-3 decades ago. So I just
four decades ago. About 4 decades ago.
About 4 decades ago. So no, I agree with you. I do believe there was a wink or or a little twitch. But I do believe that something happened because all of a sudden for us as I put in the chat today, to get the final Infinity Stone out of nowhere with no nudging or no pushing. I find that hard to believe. I mean, again, we can only go by what they say at the conference, but I do believe also what you said. I believe it's to try to protect Mikal's brand. Doesn't want to be classified like the other guys that forced their way out of teams, and then to be labeled as the guy that forced his way across town. So I totally agree with you. But listen, their loss is the Knicks' gain. And we said this last week. It's just so funny how Mikal Bridges was such a great piece when they traded for him, when they traded KD out of town. And now all of a sudden, now that he's coming across the bridge to the Knicks, Now it's oh, he's not that great of a player. Oh, he's not a superstar. Well, I'll just say let's just wait and see. I'm excited about it.
He kind of addressed that in the press conference a bit as well today. One of the questions I was asked had to do with the season that he had this past season, which it was nothing to sneeze at. Don't get me wrong. McCall Bridges averaged 19.6 points per game
on a bad team.
On a bad team as the primary option for the first time in his career. You got to remember, he came into the league playing for a team out in Phoenix that had Devin Booker and CP3, DeAndre Ayton.
DeAndre Ayton in the center. Yeah.
He was seen as this great player and really had a rising star because of what he did off the ball a lot in those moments. As Bishop LB joins us, and so I look at that. This was his first year as being the alpha. This is the first time in his career he was the alpha. Not for nothing, even in college, Jalen Brunson was the alpha on that team in college. So
and he's not coming to the Knicks to be the alpha either. So.
Right. And that's one of the things that he talked about. But he admitted, he said, I didn't have the year that I wanted to have this past season. So he was disappointed. But he said it was a learning experience for him because he had to learn what it took to be the primary option on a team. Getting doubled and triple teamed. That's something he wasn't used to. And so, there is we got a young player here who was growing. And so for Nets fans to look at this, and now, to me, it's just sour grapes more than anything else from Nets fans who just seem to be just upset that, that their best player didn't really want to play for them anymore, even though wink, wink, he never said that. But their best player didn't want to play for them anymore. He wanted to play with his buddies across town. And, that's the NBA that we're in today. And just for all of you who I've seen on Twitter, we're broadcasting to my page on Twitter as well, just need you to know and to understand, in trades, there is no such thing as tampering. Because I saw people commenting, Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson should be fine. The Knicks are going to lose a pick because there's no tampering with a trade. Tampering can only happen with a free agent, because that means you were speaking and having conversations with a person when you were not supposed to have them while they were property of another team. Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart couldn't make the Nets trade McCall Bridges across the river. So
right, even if he said I want to be traded, it's up to the Nets to pull the trigger. Right. And again, in today's NBA, it's going to be virtually impossible to prove.
Right.
Tampering. It's going to be. That's why they got the rules set up the way. It's going to be virtually impossible to prove tampering. So it's a moot point.
And it's a moot point. But there is no tampering in trading.
No.
So because the team has the right to send the player wherever they want to go. Now, because they try to value players and what they want to do, they do consult the player from time to time. But just look no further than last season. We know that Dame Lillard wanted to go to Miami, and you saw where he ended up in Milwaukee.
Kyrie LeBron made it no moles about it. He wanted Kyrie in LA. And where did Kyrie end up going?
Him to Dallas. Brooklyn sent him to Dallas. The only person who got what they wanted out of that was Kevin Durant, who wanted to go to Phoenix, and that's what he got because Phoenix made that deal for McCall Bridges. And I think people, and to your point from earlier, people just have to understand McCall Bridges was traded for Kevin Durant. That's not nothing to sneeze at. He was the centerpiece of that deal for Brooklyn. So, and then turned around and as his first year as a primary option on a bad team, averaged 20 points a game. So he didn't have a bad year. Was it the best year? No. Was he able to impact winning? How much can one guy impact winning on a 5-on-5 team? You need more than just him to do that. And the coaching was a problem, and they're making adjustments there. Brooklyn is in a full out rebuild at this point. But I hear they're shopping Ben Simmons as well. I don't know who's going to take Ben Simmons, but they're shopping Ben Simmons as well. So we'll see what happens with that. But I wanted to give flowers again to Leon and Worldwide West, Brock Aller and that group. Even our former GM Scott Perry before he left the team last year, what they've done to this roster in 4 years. It takes teams forever to rebuild. The Knicks have completely turned their roster over in 4 years. I posted on our group earlier. On March 2nd, 2020, the Knicks roster was Elfrid Payton, R.J. Barrett, Mo Harkless, Julius Randle, Taj Gibson, Frank Ntilikina, Wayne Ellington, Kevin Knox, Bobby Portis, and Mitchell Robinson. As we stand right now on July 9th, 2024, the top 8 of the Knicks roster, because there are more players, is Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Julius Randle still here, Mitchell Robinson still here, Deuce McBride, Dante DiVincenzo, Josh Hart. And, you know, Kaida Bates Diop is nothing to sneeze at.
Mikal Bridges, who should have been Kevin Knox.
Listen.
Touche.
Listen, the Knicks better be glad their lightning struck twice, because that never happens for us. Where
that
don't
that
draft
never
a player and then still get them in their prime. We never get
that. Never happens.
For the Knicks.
And you know the Knicks have 9. The Knicks literally have 9 guys that are in their prime, right, or entering their prime right now. So that's a very, 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 very dangerous team that the Knicks are going to be going into this coming season. I can't wait for October to get here. But before we get to October, of course, we have to contend with what starts on Friday, the NBA 2K25 Summer League from Las Vegas, Nevada. Now, yes, over the weekend, there are some smaller summer leagues that individual teams do host. California Classic started over the weekend, over this past weekend. But the real summer league that everybody watches is the official NBA Summer League, which starts on Friday. But we got to talk about it, and I was hoping she was going to be here. She might be watching and jump in the comments, but we got to talk about it.
She talking, but she don't know what you about to drop in here, because she hasn't seen the post.
We got to talk about it. We absolutely have to talk about them. As much as we don't want to talk about them, we got to talk about them. Oh no, we got to talk about them. LeBron James Jr.
Why you doing this, man?
This is a sports talk show. This is what we do. I'm not worried. Listen, folks can be in their feelings. Keisha, I love you. I'm going to keep it a buck, though. Lady, I love you.
He talking to you. Say he love you.
But you can be in I want
She hasn't seen. I haven't even shown it to her.
You haven't
so
shown
that's
it to
why
her
I'm glad, and I'm glad she's here to hear it from you, because I'm the hater. So
I want to preface this again by saying I want Bronny James to have an amazing NBA career, because I don't want him to be constantly in his father's shadow.
Right.
I don't want that for him.
Right. Now, I want him to have everything coming to him. That's what I want. I want him to have.
Can you not hijack it? Can you not hijack it? Can you not hijack it? Can you not?
I want him to have the whole experience of the pros and the cons of his daddy bringing him into.
All right, but can you just let him at least drop what he about to drop before then you can come in. I promise. Go ahead, Bishop.
The 55th pick in this year's NBA draft, in his first pro game.
Looks good, Bishop. Looks good, Bishop. By the way. Oh yeah, and I got my popcorn.
You enjoyed it. In his first pro game, 4 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 26 minutes. He played to his college averages. Now, and I said this in our group, it was his very first NBA game. But by contrast, and I have to do this and I wanted Keisha to be here, and I hope she's watching. I know her. If she's not watching now, she'll watch it later, and I'll get yelled at later.
Oh, we're gonna get it in the chat. We're gonna get it in the chat.
Blake Henson, who Blake Henson, who the Lakers signed to a 2-way deal. One of those players that deserved to be the 55th pick. Blake Henson,
You're being nasty
in that
now.
same game, 17 points, 8 boards, 4 assists.
Flirted with a double-double.
In his first pro game.
And he didn't get drafted.
And he was not drafted.
And
he was signed later to a two-way contract.
He's the 56th pick.
Nah, he the zero zing zing pick.
I just want to say, these are that moment for me. And I'll be honest, I can't speak on the game itself because I did not watch the game, but I did look at the stats. And Blake Henson's stats jumped out at me immediately because I said this was a kid that was passed over by the Lakers and kept from getting that second round guarantee. Because the NBA does have a second round guarantee for players that are drafted in the second round. The new collective bargaining agreement has a second round guarantee now.
And it's not the 4-point-something million.
No, it's not. Okay. I mean, listen, we signed our second round pick to Tyler. We signed him to a 4-year deal, which is actually richer than Bronny's. But Tyler's a problem. That boy, the Big East tournament player of the Big East tournament, most valuable player award.
MVP of the tournament.
He was out there cooking fools.
Cooking them. Serving them up on a platter.
And I can't wait to see him play this weekend in Summer League for the Knicks. And the fact that he'll be playing alongside Rokas Jobaitis, our stash pick from a couple of years ago. Because Lithuania got bounced from contention for the Olympics. So he's coming as well. So that's our starting backcourt in the Summer League. Two European guy and a white guy who might be able to contribute to the Knicks roster in the next couple of years. There's thought that Tyler may be able to back up Jalen Brunson this year. That's how good they're saying this kid may actually be.
He is that good. He is that good.
Yeah, if you saw the tournament, I mean, you needed, if you saw the tournament, I mean.
I watched Marquette this year.
Right.
It's a Big East team.
He is that good.
He's the business.
Oh, no.
He's the business, man.
Oh, no. I want him on the court the same time as Bronny.
Yeah, this is not hype. This is not hype. This is not overhype
at all. It's
he is legitimate. He is legitimate, and we are looking forward. I'm looking forward to watching him play. But again, it goes back to, and then of course, they claim, I'm not going to say it's not true. Then after that 4.2 rebound, 2 assist performance, he's held out of the second game with knee soreness. You're 19. You've got knee soreness, and you just played your first. You have not played. Yes, you were at the combine and all of that. That's true, but you have not played since USC's season ended in early March. How is your knee sore the first week of July?
That's a stop the embarrassment. This is going to be a travesty, and I was hoping for the best.
I still am. But I said it when they drafted him. I said, "Here comes the circus. It's going to be a circus."
Dude.
How you load?
You load managing in the summer league
in the second game. All right, shut up, McCants.
Like, even if you didn't start him in the second game, just to say, okay, we want to give somebody, because it's summer league. I mean, your lineups are going to fluctuate in the summer league because you want to see everybody. I don't have a problem with that. But he's out for the second game of the California Classic? He's out? After only playing 26 minutes the night before? It ain't like he played 40 the night before. Played 26 minutes.
This is bad. This is bad.
What, PSL 8-minute quarters? We played 32 minutes when we were in high school. We played 32 minutes. During those, and L, I know you played in the PSAL just like I did, and you played in those Christmas tournaments that were every day during Christmas break. How many games off you got? Because I don't remember getting any.
These crackers are good.
Nobody didn't want to talk to me tonight. Y'all leave me by myself. It's all right. I'll take the smoke. I'll take the smoke from Keisha. I'll take the smoke from Lady McCants. I'll take the smoke
and this
from
is not,
because
this
I
is
don't.
not leftover.
That's not leftover
This is
communion.
not leftover communion crackers. We use matzahs at this place.
Actual matzah. That's right. Because this is not Bronny hate. I want to be clear. I have no hatred for LeBron James Jr. at all. I want him to succeed. But I really feel like his father's ego has set him up to fail in such a major way.
Just look, he's already doing what his father does. He's already low managing in the second game of his career.
I think his father's the one that held him out.
I had to say it, Butler. I had to. He's
think
already load managing in the second game.
I think his father's the one that held him out. His father made
that's what I'm saying.
Because his father is 4 hours away in Vegas at the Team USA camp. So he probably called and said, "Don't play him tomorrow night."
You load managing already in the second game of your career.
Bronny is in a lose-lose position
Here's what I want to know.
if he ends up a bust, it's going to be I told you so.
On what play did anything happen to his knee?
There is no play. There is no play.
Okay. All right. So at what point during the combine did something happen to his knee?
There was no report at the combine.
Because he participated every day in the combine.
And they said he had the best combine out of a quote unquote. Because again, I don't equate combine with the court. You can be athletic, but that doesn't mean you can play. So
you can be athletic, and in those drills at the combine where you're shooting uncontested.
Heck, we seen Ben Simmons make how many jumpers in a row by himself.
I watched the video this week of Mitchell Robinson making threes.
I watched Mitchell Robinson crossing over dudes. I saw Mitch Robinson breaking dudes' ankles and getting to the cup.
Right, but those were not NBA players, and that's the key.
Can I say something?
You ain't gotta raise your finger, talk, bro. This your show.
To Mitchell Robinson's defense, though, he actually can do that. He just hasn't.
Oh no, because we've seen glimpses of it in games. Yes, we have seen glimpses of it in games.
But go back to before he was in the NBA. At that same height, remember he skipped the whole college process.
He did.
Go back to those days. He's actually a natural scorer.
He put on. I think he put on too much weight. He's much more bulkier.
He had to bulk up. Yeah,
he had to bulk up. Remember back then he wasn't as bulky as he was, so he was more fluid. He was more agile. He was more flexible. And I think that's what's contributing to his injuries. If you look at, like you say, what he was.
Yeah, because if you watch his first game in the summer league, that's where he got the nickname the Blockness Monster. He had like 9 blocks. I mean, he was blocking shots at one end and finishing on the other end in the same play.
He was closing out on 3-point shooters and blocking and keeping the ball in play. That's how agile the guy was, man. So I think for him bulking up was a detriment to him. I do. I understand why they do it, but I think with him it just doesn't equate to his frame.
But I sincerely believe that this situation with LeBron James Jr. is going to be it's a lose-lose for him.
Right, because if he's not successful, they're going to say he's a bust. If he is, they're going to say, well, nobody else had that opportunity to wait and get themselves together and get to improve while playing in the NBA, while being paid by an NBA team. So either way, it's a lose-lose for him. He's not going to overcome this.
And also, if he does well, the credit's going to go to his father and not to his hard work.
That's it.
And this is why I keep telling people that was a LeBron James Sr. ego play. This has nothing to do with Bronny, because it's just it's bad. It's bad.
I
But
haven't heard a scout yet. I haven't heard a scout that says
most
he was
scouts
ready.
said that he wasn't ready.
They said he wasn't ready. So that's the other piece. Scouts were saying. I mean, I'm not saying scouts
No, I mean they're not.
They've been wrong.
Scouts have been wrong, but they are scouts because most often they're usually right. They're usually right about busts more than anything else.
Scouts have been wrong, but not all of them.
Right.
All of them at the same time.
Right. This is not a case where half are saying one thing and half are saying everybody said he's not ready.
Every scout said he's not ready. He needed another year or two under his belt before he came in. They felt he needed, they feel his body's not mature. If you look at him out there, he's kind of small. When I did see the highlights,
he's only 6'1".
Yeah.
He's only 6'1". They list him at 6'4", which I have no idea why. But they list him at 6'4". Ted Simpson says, "Hey, Teddy, what's going on, Pastor Ted? I have health concerns after what happened in college. Understandable, but he was given a clean bill of health, which is what allowed him to even be able to enter the NBA draft, because the NBA has very strict rules about that. Even in the combine, you still have to go through another physical examination to tell. Remember, there was a kid a couple of years ago who was going to be the consensus number 1 pick that his career ended because he didn't pass that health test in the combine. And so I forget the kid's name. And so they made him a special draft selection. The NBA selected him so that he would get his moment on stage, but he was never going to play a game of basketball again because of a heart condition. So if Bronny is playing, he's medically cleared to play. He is medically cleared to play by the NBA. And so that, I understand that concern, but, you got to remember, he played. Yeah, he missed the first maybe quarter, not even a full quarter, maybe the first 20% of USC's games. He played from December 9th on. He only missed like 8 games. He played from December 9th on at USC. He played in every game and averaged 4.8 points.
So really, he's below his average because he only scored 4.
He only had 4, right? He was actually He was only almost 4 point below his season average. How do we know that LeBron didn't play a part in this too? Teddy, we said that. We actually said that in the beginning. We believe LeBron might have had him held out of the second game of the California Classic because of his poor showing in the first game. He was 1 for 6 from the floor. That ain't gonna get it done.
No, he's 2 for 9.
He was 2 for 9.
2 for 9. I'm sorry. 2 for 9. No, 1 for 6 from 3, I think it was.
Right.
Both of them were impressive scores. My issue is the missing of the free throw.
I mean, his father's not a good free throw shooter, if we're honest. LeBron James is right around 70% for his career, which is not good for an NBA player. 70. I mean, we might think that it's okay, but for like quality NBA players, you got to remember Michael Jordan was above 80 for his career. Scottie Pippen was above 80 for his career. Even Patrick Ewing was 79% for his career. 80% is like the standard for an NBA star to shoot from the free throw line.
And Reggie,
unless your name is
was
Shaquille
90.
O'Neal. Reggie was 90.
90.
Steph Curry is like 93.
Yeah. I think he has the all-time percentage. Actually.
Chris Mahmoud Abdul Rauf Jackson is 96 for his career.
Stockton is in the 90s.
Stockton's in the 90s for his career.
Yeah.
So, he got that honest. His father isn't a great free throw shooter either. Gerard Jarvis, what's going on, Pastor? Cooper Flag is going to be a problem in the league. I seen him doing 1 year. And listen, did you see the video of what he's been doing over there with the college players who are playing against the pros right now to get them ready for Paris?
Did you see that?
Yes. Cooper Flag put on a one-man show yesterday in practice.
Did you see that? I want to know why he's not on that USA team. Did you see that?
Cooper Flag's a problem. Cooper Flag's a problem.
I don't even want to talk about it. That's an issue right there. That's an issue. And let me tell you something right now, since we're on the subject. We're not giving this NBA, this USA team a runaway with this Olympics.
Not even close. Not even close.
We're not giving them a runaway. Like, they could lose.
Absolutely true.
They when they can lose.
I don't
These
think this is
other
the.
countries?
I don't think this is USA's. I don't think this is the best USA team.
No, it's not.
I think the team with Melo was on it is better than the one with Melo was on it is better than this. This team.
Yeah, the Dream Team 1 was the best team ever. And
you think Dream Team 2 was better?
You think Dream Team 2 was better?
No. I think we should not even mention Dream Team 1 because they're a whole league by themselves.
Well, we're just talking about USA basketball, though. So in terms of USA
Shaq
basketball,
declares that Dream Team 2 would have beat Dream Team 1. He declares
Shaq is crazy. Shaq is out of his mind.
He's mad because he was not on Dream Team.
Right. He's mad because they gave Christian Laettner his spot.
I think he should.
But Christian Laettner was the college player of the year. They had to give it to him.
Yeah, but we all know Shaq was better than Christian Laettner.
Of course.
But Dream Team 1 is the standard. Let's just say that Dream Team 1 is the standard. After that, Dream Team 2, and then
the assistant coaches on that 92
the last team with Kobe on it that had Melo, LeBron, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh. That after Dream Team 2, that's the next best team.
Yes.
I agree. Dream Team 2 again?
Dream Team 2 was Shaq, Scotty, Reggie Miller, Derek Coleman. Who else was on that team? I think Larry Johnson on that team.
I'm gonna give it to you right now. Dream Team 2 roster was the 94 U.S. Men's Olympic team. Ooh, Lord.
I'm telling you.
This was a good basketball team.
I'm telling you, it's not far-fetched. That's why I was saying it's not far-fetched. That was a stacked team, man.
Dream Team 2 had good Lord. Dream Team 2 had Derek Coleman, Joe Dumars, Kevin Johnson, Larry Johnson, Sean Kemp, Dan Marley, Reggie Miller, Alonzo Mourning, Shaquille O'Neal, Mark Price, Steve Smith, and Dominique Wilkins.
They wasn't beating that 92 team.
No, I agree with that. But Dream Team 2 was stacked.
They were stacked, but they wasn't beating that 92 team.
No.
Because those are all players that played against that 92 team.
And they were in their prime. That Dream Team won except Bird. If you want to say Bird and Magic was not in their prime, fine. But everybody else
was in their prime.
You had Chris Mullin on there. You had David Robinson. You had Patrick Ewing. I mean, the center position was locked. I mean, it was crazy. Just the setup. We ain't talking about Scottie Pippen, Barkley, Malone, Jordan, Stockton at the point.
That Dream Team 2 team was just something else. Like, I mean, that Dream Team 1, that 92, what's that, 92, right?
Yeah.
Dream Team 1 is 92, yeah.
That 92 team was that was something else.
Listen, Magic at the point, Magic starting that point, and you got Stockton coming off the bench.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
You got the 1 and 2 assist leaders at that time. It was they were the 1 and 2 assist leaders in the league.
Pat Ewing. Nah, man.
David
Robinson.
Scottie Pippen. Prime Scottie.
Jesse Moore, what's going on, bro?
As a matter of fact, I don't think there's no Olympic team after that 92 team that could beat
that could even compete with them. Yeah. If you want to say in a 7-game series, Dream Team 2 gets 1 game because of Shaq in the middle, fine.
I'll give them 2.
Okay.
I'll give them 2.
So,
the only reason why I'm giving them 2 is Mike got to have a stomach virus.
All of the Olympic rosters since 1992, starting with 1992. Charles Barkley, Chris Mullin, Christian Laettner, Clyde Drexler, David Robinson, John Stockton, Karl Malone, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, Patrick Ewing, and Scottie Pippen. the original Dream Team.
You had Drexler backing up Michael Jordan. Think about that. Drexler is coming off the bench to relieve Mike.
96 Olympic team. Charles Barkley, David Robinson, Gary Payton, Grant Hill, Hakeem Olajuwon, John Stockton, Karl Malone, Mitch Richmond, Penny Hardaway, Reggie Miller, Scottie Pippen, Shaquille O'Neal.
That's the one I'm talking about. That's 96. That's the 96.
Right? That's 96.
Yeah, that 96.
Mm-hmm.
That 96 is a problem.
2000. Allen Houston, Alonzo Mourning, Antonio McDyess, Gary Payton, Jason Kidd, Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, Sharif Abdur-Rahim, Steve Smith, Tim Hardaway, Vin Baker, Vince Carter.
That's they won. It's the next one.
Right. The Larry Brown coach team in 2004. Allen Iverson, Mari Stoudemire, Carlos Boozer, Carmelo Anthony, Dwayne Wade, Emeka Okafor, Lamar Odom, LeBron James, Richard Jefferson, Sean Marion, Stephon Marbury, Tim Duncan.
There's no reason why they should have won the way they shouldn't have won.
Larry Brown didn't play Melo, Wade, or LeBron.
They came in third.
Yep. They won
Tim,
the bronze.
You had the big fundamental locking down the bottom, and they came in third. Tim Duncan.
2008.
Horrible.
Carlos Boozer, Carmelo Anthony.
Why did you put Boozer on the team?
Chris Paul, Darren Williams, Dwight Howard, Dwayne Wade, Jason Kidd, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Michael Redd, and Tayshaun Prince.
Michael Redd was a player back then.
2012, Andre Iguodala, Anthony Davis, Carmelo Anthony, Chris Paul, Darren Williams, James Harden, Kevin Durant, Kevin Love, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, Tyson Chandler.
So LeBron two runs with him.
2016.
Kobe with 2 runs with them.
Yeah. Darren Williams was still in his prime. He was on both of those teams.
2012 was the year that Kobe ran through Powell in that first game to set the tone. 2016, Carmelo Anthony, DeAndre Jordan, DeMar DeRozan, DeMarcus Cousins, Draymond Green, Harrison Barnes, Jimmy Butler, Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, Kyle Lowry, Kyrie Irving, Paul George.
Wasn't a lot of shooting on that team. That roster didn't have a lot of
running gun.
Yeah, they were running. Didn't have a lot of shooting.
Bam out 2020, Bam Adebayo, Damian Lillard, Devin Booker, Draymond Green, JaVale McGee, Jason Tatum, Jeremy Grant, Drew Holiday, Keldon Johnson, Kevin Durant, Chris Middleton, and Zach LaVine.
That was a weak one.
They didn't do well.
We won though.
We won.
Did we win that year?
I don't remember. Did
they get gold? I think they did.
No, I don't think they did.
Yeah, that was a weak one. That was a weak.
What is that? 2020?
2020.
That was weak, man. That was a weak team.
I don't think they did because I don't think they did.
That was a weak one, man. Ooh, that's brutal. That
was Tokyo.
Yeah, that's brutal.
No, they did win it. They did win.
But they were fortunate.
Yeah.
That's brutal. That's out of all of those teams rosters you went down, that's one of the weakest ones I've heard.
So wait. They didn't win gold that year. 2020?
The 2020 Olympics were delayed until 2021, remember? Because of
COVID.
Right.
And the Team USA actually won gold. They won the gold medal at the 2020 Summer Games in Tokyo.
So what happened in 2022? Because 2022
that was FIBA World Cup.
Right. That was FIBA.
Jesse says Philly versus the Knicks in the conference finals next year. We're not even there yet, Jess. We're not even there yet. Yes, Chuck Daly was the coach of the Dream Team.
These Philadelphia fans.
Oh my gosh.
Keisha, we looking for you.
We getting excited because of Paul George. Oh, really?
PG8.
The Big Three era in the NBA is over.
PG8.
The Big Three era is over in the NBA. Philly is late to the party. The Big Three era is over.
Well, thank you, Jesse, because that was a segue to something I definitely want to talk about. Paul George signed a 4-year, $212 million contract with the Philadelphia 76ers to move from from the Clippers out to the Philadelphia 76ers. And did anybody see the story behind the negotiations with the Clippers?
Yes. I read it, and I actually heard him speak.
How bad does this make Paul George look?
I'm surprised he even came out and started talking about it, because I wouldn't have disclosed the conversations. And I mean, you couldn't live on $45 million a year. He couldn't live on $45 million, D-Lo.
Give it to me. I can live off of it.
He couldn't live on $45 million, so I got to uproot my family and go out east.
A comment that I can't put up on the screen because it's actually on L's page. Going back to our conversation about LeBron James Jr., Antoine Williams says, give him a chance. Let's analyze after the Summer League. You know, he's under a lot of pressure to at least sit at the table with his father. But that's our point, and that's why it's a lose-lose for him, because he's going to have this pressure on his shoulders for his entire career. He has to live up to the mystique of LeBron James. And while it's not fair, it's absolutely not fair to him, his father didn't make it any easier. You would have thought that his father would have tried to find a way to kind of allow him to ease his way into professional basketball and be able to carve out his own niche and be able to create his own moment for himself. And people will say, oh, wow, you know, Bronny had a great career. Maybe, no, he wasn't his father, but, you know, hey, Bronny was really good too. He's never going to have that opportunity now. Never. His father took that from him because his father was selfish. I will shout it from the rooftops. LeBron James was selfish in this moment and not allowing LeBron Jr. to create his own thing. And, you know, people love to compare LeBron and Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan would have never. He had a son while he was president and owner of the Charlotte, then Bobcats, where he could have drafted his kid. He could have directed his GM to draft this kid. He didn't do that because Jordan has always been about merit. You're going to get this spot, earn it. And mind you, his son was a 20-point per game scorer leading a team in a big conference.
And again, I get the whole nepotism argument. I get it. I get that. Other folks have done it. Other cultures have done it. I get all of that. But you made a great point last week. They've done it, but they weren't employees. And I get, you know.
Right. And if Jordan would have done it, no one would have had a right to say anything because he was the owner at the time. That's nepotism. And hate it or love it, nepotism is real. It's the real world. It is what it is.
Exactly.
You could have been mad at Jordan, but he was the owner of the team. He has the right to do it. LeBron James had no rights. He's a highly paid employee.
And I'm not
the general
killing
manager.
Him. Yeah, I'm not killing him. I'm like you. I want him to succeed. I'm not killing him. I mean, you know, but at the same time, let's see what you can do now. You got the spot. It's time. Yeah, okay. I'm not going to kill him on the first game. I probably won't even kill him on the second one if he doesn't have a good one.
I'm not going to kill him all year long. I'm just going to continue to make these points. And when guys like Blake Hinson perform above average and play well and we're undrafted. Like if Blake Henson somehow makes the Lakers opening roster, what are you going to do?
Yeah, if these guys are playing better, you cut one of them. And the minute Bronny don't play well, you know somebody going to dig up the stats on the guy that they let go. And
Right.
Like, hey, we had this guy here.
If Blake Henson makes the All Summer League team and still gets sent down to the G League, what are you going to do?
Because everybody keeps talking about Bronny going to go to the. Bronny's not. Let's just put. Can I just say it? Bronny is not going to the G League, people.
He's not.
Stop saying this. Stop saying, oh, he'll just go down to the G League. Newsflash. He's not going to the G League.
He doesn't have a two-way contract.
He's going on the main roster. He's going to play.
He's on the main roster.
He's on the main roster. He's playing in the league. He's not going to the G League. But these are people, again, I'm not trying to get on anybody, but he can't go to the G. He's got a $7.9 million, $4-year $1 million contract. Guaranteed. He's playing. He's playing. He's going to be the 6th, 7th man off the bench. Do y'all understand this?
I think it'll be a little further down than that. But
he's going to play.
He's going to play. Mm-hmm.
He's going to play.
He's going to be given every opportunity to play, even if it is, and I'm not saying it will be, he may surprise all of us, but even if it is to the detriment of the LA Lakers as a team and their chances this season, he's going to play. I agree with you.
And he's not playing in garbage time. He's playing critical. He's going to play critical minutes. So everybody who keeps saying, oh, he'll just go down to the G League. Oh, they'll just send him to the G League. Oh, he just go down there and get some time. If he does, it's not going to be for the full G League season. He's going to be up on the main roster before you know it. So let's just stop that. Y'all stop that G League stuff. He's not going there. Stop it, y'all. They didn't draft him to go to the G.
No.
They didn't pay him $7 million to go to the G.
He is going. The schedule isn't out yet, but I will bet any amount of money the Lakers open at home this year. I'm telling you, the Lakers
will be there.
The Lakers will open at home this year in Game 1 of 82. It'll be a sellout, and with about 6 minutes to go in the first quarter, he's going to check into the game to play alongside his father. It will be a nationally televised game. Mark my words.
Absolutely.
Lakers
Absolutely.
In fact, what the NBA will probably do is like they do many years is the season will actually kick off, say, October 25th, but the day before there'll be one game, and I guarantee you the LA Lakers will be that game.
And they playing on Christmas Day.
And they playing
They playing on Christmas Day. Y'all can mark that down.
You're going to get Lakers Nuggets on opening night.
Yes.
And Bronny is going to check into that game in front of all those people at crypto.com arena, because it's not Staples Center anymore.
Right.
He's going to check into that game, and they're going to make this big fanfare about the first ever father and son to play together in the NBA. And that is the marketing plan.
They're gonna play the Warriors
in LA.
They're gonna play the Warriors. They're gonna play the Warriors in LA. Normally they play on the road in Oakland, but they're gonna be in LA. It's gonna be a home game, and it's gonna be the first time a father and son duo played on Christmas Day. Y'all don't see the story.
That's gonna be the 5:30 game. Because
they're not even gonna put that game at night. That's going to be the 5:30, 6 o'clock game. Exactly.
The Knicks are going to play at noon. You'll probably get Knicks Sixers or Knicks Celtics at noon.
All the time at noon in the Garden. It's going to be Celtics going to be on the road.
It'll be Knicks Celtics, Knicks Sixers, or Knicks Pacers. It's going to be one of those three games.
Yes.
The Knicks are going to get one of those three teams on Christmas
at home in the Garden.
At home, right? At home,
because the Knicks don't play on the road on Martin Luther King Day. The Knicks don't play on the road on Christmas Day. And the Knicks don't play.
It's part of the cadre of being one of the original six.
That's it. They don't play on the road on those 2 days.
So they Martin Luther King Day and Christmas Day, the Knicks play at noon and they play at home. On Martin Luther King Day, they play at 3 and they play at home.
That's right. That's right.
And the Lakers will play at home, although they usually play down in San Francisco. The Lakers will play at home this year. So the Warriors will more than likely come into LA this year, and it's gonna be the 5:30 game in crypto.
They might even do the round robin for them. They might have them play the Clippers earlier in the week, so they'll already be there on Christmas Day for the Lakers. They'll have them they'll probably play the Clippers at home and then play LA and then the Lakers on Christmas Day. They may even do that. That way it's not a wasted trip over the bridge.
Yep. Listen, we've been watching this all our lives. We know how this shakes out. We know how this is going to shake out. The NBA. No, listen. I ain't mad at the NBA. If it ain't broke, don't break it.
Listen, plenty of eyeballs and plenty of jersey sales. Yep. The LeBron James Jr. jerseys are already going to fly off the shelves.
I'm sure they already are.
Flying off the shelves.
I'm sure they already are. So in looking at this is going to be a very interesting, very, very, very interesting season, and
a lot of storylines.
A lot of storylines. Is going to be a circus. The Knicks banking on the power of friendship to lead them to the promised land this year, and I think they can do it. The Philadelphia 76ers with the last of the big threes.
The last of the big three era.
And of course, Boston trying to show that this year wasn't a fluke.
A lot of storylines.
Milwaukee trying to rebound. Like the East is loaded. Indiana trying to rebound.
Indiana trying to show that they weren't a fluke either.
Although I think they were.
Yes, me too.
Because as a team, they'll never be able to shoot like that again. The way they shot in the playoffs this year, they'll never shoot like that again. That's not happening. And you saw that at the end of the Boston series. Once they cooled off, because they don't play defense. And I don't know that Rick Carlisle, who's a good defensive coach, I don't know if Rick Carlisle can get this team to play defense. So
Halliburton is not an even defensive point guard. That's why they have to bring TJ whatever.
TJ McConnell.
They got to bring him off the bench to put ball pressure because he's not a defender.
And Jalen Brunson's not a great defender either. Before anybody says it, I will say it. He's not a great defender, but Jalen Brunson will at least try.
Yes.
Halliburton don't even try defensively.
Halliburton, he was just like the matador.
Yeah.
Right by him.
Yeah. So at least Jalen Brunson will try. He'll take a charge. He'll stay within a defensive scheme. He'll put a hand up.
Yeah.
But that's why you have that's why you have Tyler Kolek. That's why you have Deuce McBride. You have guys that are going to defend, and then you've got those wings. What we're calling them wing stop, and Bridges and Anunoby, who are gonna shut down opposing teams' backcourts. They're going to shut down opposing teams' backcourts. It's gonna be bad.
We should be in the top 5 at least for 3-point defense this year.
I think this is the year that the Knicks will have the number 1 defensive rating in the league again. I think with the way Tibbs' schemes are and the way this team, the Knicks are for once a completely two-way team. They are a two-way team. They're gonna defend. I mean, even Julius Randle, when he feels like it, is a serviceable defender. Now the key is, can we get him to be consistent on that end? That's the question.
I believe this is the year he's coming back to prove something.
I agree.
I think he's on a mission. I just saw it in his eyes on the post-game show when he was there.
Yeah, watching him in the NBA Finals, because you could see it in his face. He was like, "This was our chip. Like, these dudes just won our championship. Like, we were supposed to take this year," and he knows it. He knows it, so he's got something to prove. And the CBA is written in such a way where it's virtually impossible for teams to repeat now, because the league is built for parity. I don't know if that's good for the NBA, because the truth is, fans like dynasties. Ratings build when you have a team that is going for a repeat.
Well, they're going the NFL route.
Yeah,
NFL. But I'm like you. I don't know if that translates to the NBA.
I don't think it does.
After the Tom Brady era, then you started seeing teams every year, a different team winning. I don't think that translates. I think you got to hold fans in the NBA. You got to hold their attention. And I don't think having a different team every year in the NBA, I agree with you. I don't believe that translates to the NBA.
Yeah, and I think the NBA is going to see that issue. I think the NBA is going to see that issue because ratings have been down for the last several finals, just simply because you're not. I hate to say you're not getting those marquee matchups, but you're not. You know, Boston, Dallas was cute, but it wasn't a marquee matchup.
It was a low rated finals, man. Let's just be. I mean,
yeah.
Listen, everybody was saying that they didn't want to admit it, but they had to admit it. When the Knicks got bumped, it was the end of the playoffs. It was dead after that. It was so dead. It was
right.
So dead.
The Knicks gave you something to watch because at that point they were the underdog, but also at the same time, it's New York. You know, dare I say it? And again, you can call me a homer or whatever. But where it comes to basketball, the Knicks are really arguably America's team because eyeballs tune in. This is the NBA. The reason why the Knicks are on at noon every year on Christmas is because you're getting eyeballs.
And New Yorkers are everywhere. I don't care where you go.
Right. And if you put the NBA realized early, if you put the Knicks on at noon on Christmas, you're going to get the most eyeballs on that game.
And your hope is you'll get at least you'll get a portion of that audience to stick around for the
rest of the games. Exactly.
Yeah, so you basically light the fuse, and the Knicks are the fuse, and then you pray that they stay around to watch the other games on the other networks.
Which begs a really good question and a really good thought. I'll put it out there as a hot take, and you can add to it or detract whatever you feel, Bishop J. Mack. In all sports, it's important for New York teams to be good because you see the translation literally in every single sport, save the NFL, because the NFL is an animal unto itself. The NFL is different. The NFL, whether New York teams are good or bad, the NFL is going to get eyeballs just because of the nature of the way they've marketed the game, the fact that the games are only once a week. But for sustained eyeballs, whether it's hockey, whether it's basketball, whether it's baseball, if New York teams are good, ratings go up.
Listen,
the Yankees have been on Sunday. It's July 8th. Season started end of March, so we're 8-12. We're 16 weeks into the baseball season. The New York Yankees have been on Sunday Night Baseball 9 times in 16 weeks. The Yankees, because they're good.
Even the Mets are hovering around 500, and it's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
It's a big deal because the Mets are now in the wild card chase. They're in the second wild card chase.
The Rangers
totally out of it.
The Rangers are competing are competing deep into the Stanley Cup playoffs. You've got ABC broadcasting playoff games.
Listen, anytime, and I dare to say even New York football. Yes, the NFL is an entity, but when the Giants or the Jets are good,
but you're right,
and you put them on Monday Night Football, or Sunday Night Football,
the Jets are going to be in prime time 8 times this year. Half of their season is going to be played in prime time because of their quarterback.
They're banking on Aaron Rodgers being healthy,
right? And because. And mind you, this is the same Aaron Rodgers that was in Green Bay. Green Bay never had 8 primetime games in a single season.
He on Broadway now.
Right. And that's the key right there. That is absolutely the key. New York is the center of the sports world in our country. Despite
not winning any championships, because everybody was talking, well, the Knicks ain't won in 50 years. It don't stop people from going to the games. It don't stop people from tuning in. Yeah, listen.
And I really think that's why people hate the Knicks and Knicks fans. Because they're trying to figure out, why is this team still so relevant? It's New York.
Listen, my brother was a Knicks fan when he was alive. My father, my brother my friends were Knicks fans. We watched the games. We bleed orange and blue. It don't matter if they're good or bad. That's the problem. These other fan bases, they check out until they get good. Mm-hmm. Then everybody like. Come on, I can't tell you how many people were Bulls fans in the 90s. You can't find a Bulls fan now.
That's true.
But the Knicks,
You got to remember,
fans,
the Knicks were selling out when they were bad. The Garden
Well,
was selling out when the Knicks were bad. It
when
was
they were bad.
19,763 in the Garden era. Remember, the Knicks hold the record for the most consecutive sellouts in NBA history. Like, they literally sold out for like 12 years straight. Who does that?
Not even the Bulls with Michael Jordan. Think about it.
Right. Not even the Bulls with Michael Jordan did that. The Knicks sold out the Garden for 12 years. Years. There was a point where unless you had season tickets, you couldn't get, before obviously the secondary market now, before there was a StubHub and the ticket picks and all these other things, when there wasn't a secondary market, you couldn't get a ticket to a Knick game. You couldn't get one. You can get them on a secondary market now because people want to make money. I get it. But the New York fans, my brother, Pastor J. Allen Gooden Jr., what's going on? Yeah, you know it too. That's another diehard Knick fan. The New York is the center of sports. I don't care. Listen, I know we're trying to make this a national podcast. No disrespect to no other city, no place. But there's no place like New York for sports.
Could talk about LA and all their championships and Boston and all their championships. It don't get started till New York show up.
New York is still the greatest sports city. When I can go anywhere in the country and see a Yankee hat everywhere.
Yankee hat is a fashion statement.
It's a fashion statement, but again, it belongs to a New York sports team.
But that's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. It belongs to the most successful franchise in sports history.
In sports history,
Yankees.
Correct. 27 world championships.
27 of them. 27 of them.
Ted Simpson said I had to buy a Liberty and Rangers package just to qualify for my floor seats. You're right.
And the Liberty are playing well, by the way.
Liberty are playing well now that they're playing in the Barclays Center. Liberty right now are, as far as Vegas go, the favorites to win their first ever WNBA championship this year. And, the Liberty, as good as they've been inconsistent. They've played down to some of their competition. Bad loss the other night to the Indiana Fever.
But they're 17-4, though, Bishop. They 17-4.
But I'm looking at a couple of those games that were closer than they should have been. They
should have won the other night.
They're giving me 90s
Sunday.
Knicks vibes.
Yeah.
Remember, that was one of our biggest issues with the 90s Knicks. They would play down. They would win the game, but they would play down to their competition in those games. And it would drive us crazy. Like, what are you doing? You're so much better than this team. What are you doing? Like, Caitlyn Clark gets a triple-double. Kudos to Caitlyn Clark. Caitlyn Clark and Angel Reese are right now making a case. Right now, they are LeBron and Melo back in 2003 for the Rookie of the Year in the WNBA.
Do you think the WNBA is going to do a co-rookie or like?
They're going to do like they did to LeBron and Melo. They're going to pick one.
They're going to pick Caitlyn over Angel. You think they'll pick Caitlyn over Angel? But Angel, she putting up them double-doubles every night. Dog.
She's putting up those double-doubles, but I could, if somehow Indiana squeaks its way into the playoffs with now they're 7th, I think Caitlyn Clark gets it.
Wow.
Just because Indiana makes the playoffs.
Her turnovers far outweigh Angel, though.
I agree, but Angel's shooting percentage is low.
She hit two threes the other night.
She did. She's been working with Chris Brickley too. She's expanding that game. She's doing what needs to be done. And that's what I appreciate about Angel Reese. Keisha, if you're watching, she's doing what's necessary to get better. Like, she's not just taking this whole Bayou and now Windy City Barbie thing to her head. She's working on her game, and it is translating. You see she's getting better as the season goes along. Caitlyn Clark is playing well and has been steady all season long. But I'm watching Angel Reese show that, she's going to have a formidable career. J. Allen Gooding says Caitlyn Clark for Rookie of the Year. I don't know. She's good, and she's having a great year. But right now, I wouldn't be mad if it was her or Angel Reese.
Okay, yeah, I think either one. When it was for the All-Star game, they had co-MVPs in the All-Star game. I think it was Jason Kidd and Grant Hill.
Yeah, they'll do that in the All-Star game.
I can see something like that happening in New York, but like you see, they're gonna pick. It's gonna be one. They're gonna pick one. And the thing about it, you can't go back and do it again. Once You're a rookie once in your career. You can't go back and be a
Right.
rookie again. That's the thing. You can't go back and say, okay, well, I'll win it next year. No, that's it.
And most of us believe that Melo should have won the Rookie of the Year over LeBron James that year.
Yeah, the stats bear it out. He should have beaten LeBron.
The stats absolutely bear it out. And Cleveland didn't make the playoffs that year.
Right.
And Melo did
Denver
lead Denver to the playoffs. So I definitely think that Melo got robbed. And he won't say it out loud, but I think he knows he did too.
Yeah, he tried not to talk
Melo.
about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I respect Melo because he's definitely a class act. If it's close, Caitlyn Clark is winning. Ted Simpson says too many investments. You might be right, Teddy. You might absolutely be right about
See the
that.
face of the league right now, and I mean, I want to see what the financial numbers are at the end of their season, at the end of the WNBA season. I want to see if they finally finish in the black.
So it's close because right now you've got Indiana 7th and Chicago's 8th in the WNBA right now.
So
Remember, top 8
battling.
teams in the league make. And Indiana's a game ahead of Chicago for that 7th seed right now. So, and the Atlanta Dream are a game behind Chicago, sitting in 9th place. So that's going to be a dogfight for those last 3 seeds in the WNBA. New York and Connecticut are tied atop the WNBA at 17-4. Minnesota Lynx are 15-6. Seattle Storm 14-7. The Las Vegas Aces are 13-7, but they've won 3 or 4? They've won 3 of their last 4, so they're finally. Vegas is getting over a little bit of a hiccup early in the season, but again, that goes. You're the defending champ. You had a target on your back, so that's understandable.
And I mean, I don't know. I don't care where they finish. Do you want to look across in the first round at Vegas?
I don't want to see them in the playoffs. I wouldn't want to see them
in the first round.
I absolutely wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, is that a good thing that they're down so far? Because I mean, that means somebody who's not so good got to face the champs. I don't know if I want to face the LA Aces. I mean, the Vegas Aces in the first round. I wouldn't want to face them. I would hope they get further up the ladder. I don't want to face them. I don't want to be in a 4-5 matchup with Vegas.
No. Yeah, if I'm Seattle, I don't want to see Vegas in the first.
I don't want to see Vegas. I don't want to see Asia. I don't want to see Kelsey Plum. I don't want to see them.
And if you're New York, you don't want to see them in the second round.
Right. I don't want to see them.
You don't see them until the championship.
Right.
You don't want to see them until the championship.
That's what I'm saying. They kind of really mucking it up if you look at it, because everybody was expecting them to be here, but now they're middle of the pack. So now that's going to really throw off the seeding. Now it would have been okay if they was first in the Liberty went down like maybe second or third. You could avoid them till the conference final.
Right.
But now you got to worry about if you're going to run into them in the second round.
In Vegas, that's a playoff tested team, defending champs. Like we said about Denver in the men's game, that's not a team you want to see in the playoffs. I don't care where you are. They're the champs until they're not. And that they returned everybody except for Candace Parker. Except for Candace Parker, who retired, but she barely played last year.
Right.
So,
and Kelsey Plum and Asia, I mean, those are the anchors for the team. She put up 34 the other night on Indiana. She dropped 30. When the last time she dropped 30 plus? She put up 34 on Indy. Kelsey Plum.
We ain't seen Kelsey Plum do that in a while.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
So I listen. I hope they get high and catch, but them right there in the middle, I don't want them there. I don't want them there if I'm a Liberty fan. I don't want them there.
Right. You have to be crazy to want them there. You have to be crazy to want to see them. But that's going to be definitely an absolute fun time.
Dog fight.
Yeah, come time the WNBA playoffs start right around September. They'll be getting ready to take their break as the women's national team will be gathering, I believe, starting next week for the Olympics in Paris. So the WNBA will be going on their Olympic break very shortly, and they'll be preparing for that. Once again, the United States women, unlike the men's game, which has evolved to where the world has kind of caught up on the men's side, on the women's side, it's still
no contest.
it's super lopsided. The American team is head and shoulders better than everybody. The U.S. women's team sends out a dream team every 4 years, like literally. They send out a dream team every 4 years. So that there'll be another thing for them. I'm interested to see the United States women's 3-on-3 team, because as you know, in the Olympics has added 3-on-3 basketball as well. And so the United States women's 3-on-3 team, I was looking at it and I meant to bring it up and I forgot to pull. Let me pull up so I can find the graphic. You say women's 3-on-3. Because I looked at those names and I'm like, who's beating them? Haley Von Lith, Derica Hamby, Sierra Burdick. These are 3 women who could have played on the national team. This is our 3-on-3 team. Who's beating them?
No one.
And Ryan Howard.
When the last time the women lost a game in the women's team lost a game?
I don't know.
I don't think they ever lost.
I don't know.
When the last time they lost a game in international competition? That's a good trivia question.
Yeah, I'm about to find the answer.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's no contest, man.
They have no Olympic losses since 1992. And have no losses in any tournament since 2006. Yeah, this is gonna be bad.
That's what I was saying, man. It's some unseen number of years since they've lost a game. Forget about a game. We talking about a game.
Pastor Jay asks, "What y'all take on track and field in the Olympics?" I haven't really been following track and field as much as I used to back in the days. Between I think Sha'Carri Richardson obviously is the cream of the crop, and the U.S. Track team on the men's and women's sides are going to be strong because they always are. But I think J Mac said it a couple weeks ago on the show when we kind of touched on it. Those Jamaican teams during the Summer Olympics are nothing to sneeze at.
I was just about to say, just all you got to know is America versus Jamaica. That's all. That's what it's going to come down to. America versus Jamaica when it comes to track. That's all you need to know. It's going to be America versus Jamaica. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all you need to know. It's America. That's all you. And I'm not being disrespectful. I'm just telling y'all.
Pastor Jay says facts. That's right.
I'm just telling y'all. I'm just letting you know it's going to be America versus Jamaica. That's all you need to know when it comes to track. America versus Jamaica.
Sam Jennings, yes. Gabby Thomas in the 200. She's strong as well. It's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to the Summer Games. It's been a while since I've really checked into the Olympics beyond basketball, to be honest with you. But I'll be checking in this year.
Even the swim team is looking good.
Yeah.
Even the swim team.
The swim team, the gymnastics team, the Americans look primed to have a really, really good showing this year. And I think it's important for America to have a good showing as being probably one of the worldwide leader in sports, as we have been for many years. I think it's time for America to kind of reclaim its rightful place as the worldwide leader in sports as far as that goes. Shifting gears before we get out of here to the WWE. WWE PLE last Saturday, Money in the Bank, which again, kudos to Paul Levesque for another tremendous show. Again, a nice, succinct 3-hour show, 5 matches. All of them with great implications. Been a lot of back and forth. I'm just going to jump right to the elephant in the room. I'm going to ask you, J-Mac, did they mess up by giving the briefcase to Drew when his storyline didn't actually need it?
I I was surprised that they mortgaged the future of the Money in the Bank briefcase for the men, because now we got a whole year where we don't have to worry about no cash in on the men's side. I don't know if they've ever if they've done it, the person was successful in cashing it in on the night of. I think Bailey was the last one on the women's side, or Carmella, or Io Sky.
Io Sky.
Yeah, Io Sky. But I can't remember when they mortgaged the future on the same night. I can't remember that happening. I'm shocked that they did it. I didn't think they would. I didn't think that they would do that. I mean, I know Drew promised that he would. He was going to cash it in, but I didn't think that they were going to have CM Punk come out there and cost them again. I'm very shocked by that.
Well, I knew that I knew they would have CM Punk try to cost him. I didn't think he'd be successful because, and they did run the stat, and on the men's side, the Money in the Bank has only been successfully cashed in 86% of the time. So there's been 14% where it has not happened. On the women's side, it's 100%.
Yes.
It's 100% on the women's side. But I thought about it because initially I felt like they wasted it. Like you, I felt like they wasted it. But having a couple days to think about it, and my brother, Overseer Noah Bullard, says, yes, they messed up big time.
I'm surprised. Like I said, I'm surprised. That's never, to now, we got a whole year with, that was part of the mystique about WWE coming out of this pay-per-view, is that you had that briefcase always,
right, that briefcase is looming over somebody's head. It's looming over a champion's head. But like I was saying, I understand it. I don't know if I agree with it, but I do understand the logic now, because you can't take the belt off of Cody.
Right.
Cody's got to hold that belt till Mania next year. He's got to.
At least.
Yeah.
At least until next year.
He's got to, because Rock has already promised to come back, because basically that's a program that's going to happen.
But I know you're going to get to it, but there's been rumblings about Cody versus Cena.
Now we're going to get to that as well.
Yes.
There's a lot to unpack with the next 16 months, 17. No, we're in July. 17 months of leading up to Cena's retirement, and I'll tell you why 17 months for those of you who were not paying attention. Because while in the ring, he only mentioned up until WrestleMania, and a lot of people left thinking that was it. But in the press conference, he clarified it's the whole year next year.
He's going all the way to December.
So his final match will be in December.
I don't know if you realize this. What's one of the last matches in December? Where does it normally happen? The holiday tour in Madison Square Garden.
That might be it. That might be it.
The holiday tour.
And I'm going to talk about something that Bully Ray said on Busted Open yesterday as well with regards to that. And that whole thing, because they were debating the idea of a 17th title reign or him chasing title 17 over the next year. But as far as the world heavyweight title goes, that picture, that storyline is so huge right now with so many different people. Because you got to remember, so you've got Damian Priest, who's got the title. You've got Seth, who wants the title back. But now, because of Punk's actions, can't challenge Priest anymore. That was the stipulation.
Go ahead, I'll let you finish.
But initially, that was the stipulation, that he would not be able to challenge Priest anymore. You've got CM Punk, who's chasing Drew, and you saw the way, even though he used the title to screw Drew on Saturday, you saw he looked at the title. That's a setup. That's storytelling, and WWE is good at that. He wants it. Drew wants it. Gunther's looming.
At
SummerSlam, and he's in that picture as well. So what you've got now is you've got Triple H has done a great job of building up the world title again.
And Seth is not out of the picture. He's not out because him and Damian Priest had a conversation backstage, and Damian Priest said, "Nah, I'm gonna pull. We forget about that stipulation. I'm gonna give you another shot."
Right, because of what Drew McIntyre did. and as far as cashing in and making a triple threat. Because the stipulation was if Damian beat him clean, you're not getting another title shot. That's what it was supposed to be.
So you got all these guys, and Seth is still in the picture. So you got all of these guys.
So you've got 6 guys that could legitimately lay claim to that world title. You can't have that cash in hanging over your head. You can't.
You got too many. You got too many participants. Yeah.
Too many participants. Too many qualified people that the audience would love to see, and it's almost like the briefcase would then end up cheapening it.
Right, because you got all these guys who legitimately can lay claim, legitimately.
Right.
Without a gimmick. Yeah. Yeah.
So
great job by Triple H.
Yeah, I had to think about it, and I'm like, you know what, Trips? That makes perfect sense. So you killed the briefcase for a year, and you're just gonna let this title picture play out because this storyline is gonna carry us to Mania. This storyline by itself is gonna carry us to Mania.
So many storylines connected to this world heavyweight title right now. I mean,
absolutely.
I mean, Gunther is just the guy that won King of the Ring, and he's not even in a story really with any of these guys. He's just got it because he won. But all these other guys are connected and interwoven in a story. And then you're going to throw Gunther into the mix.
We'll see how that plays out come SummerSlam.
Right.
So you've got a built-in story that's going to evolve further come SummerSlam once Gunther is now actually thrown into it when he has his match, because it just becomes who's going to interfere now and how's it going to end? Does it end with Priest holding on? Does it end with Gunther taking it off of him, which he can?
And Seth threatened CM Punk and said, listen, your consequences breed, your actions breed consequences. So you got Seth Rollins saying, the day you get cleared, I'm going to be right there to injure you again and put you back on the shelf with your little fragile body. This is going to be so good.
It's cinema. It's cinema right now. Pastor Ted Simpson says, Judgment Day Civil War coming. Someone messes up and allowing Gunther to win. It could happen. It could happen because not for nothing, on the outskirts of this, Finn thinks he deserves that title too.
And he just signed a new 5-year deal with WWE.
Yep.
So he's not going anywhere.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun year leading up to it. But speaking of years, John Cena also at the PLE announced his in-ring retirement. I must qualify by saying his in-ring retirement. When he does retire from in-ring action, he has made it clear he is not leaving the WWE. They already have a deal in place where he will operate in some capacity with the company, which I think will be good. I think it'll be good for him. It'll be good for the WWE as well. And I can see him continuing to help foster and grow the brand that is the new WWE. So he's made it clear to us he will be at the first Raw on Netflix, which will mark the end of the PG era officially. PG era is over, y'all.
It's already over.
It is already over, but once you know when we
get I get Netflix, what you're saying.
Get it.
Listen, the language,
the remarks, the risque behavior, going to a whole nother. It's going to be true adult television come January. He's already basically said he's going to be at the first 3 pay-per-views of the year. He's already said he's going to be at the Rumble. He's going to enter the Rumble for the final time. He will be at the next pay-per-view after that, and he will be at Mania. And then we'll see. The plan for him is to do about 40 dates next year from January to December. Now, on the Busted Open podcast yesterday, Bully Ray said he would love to see Cena not necessarily win the title, but compete for it all through next year. That creates cinema as well, because obviously Ric Flair's record is on the line. So there are a couple of ways that this can play out. How do you see it playing out, J-Mac?
Well, in that same broadcast, they talked about the difference between Cena and Rick.
Yep. And
how Rick is a 16-time world champion all over the world, whereas all of Cena's titles
are in the WWE.
Strictly WWE, in that he considers Cena to be the greatest WWE 16-time champion of all time, but he considers Ric Flair to be the overall. But once Cena wins that 17th, if he wins that 17th, there's not going to be a comparison anymore. I think Dave said that yesterday. I agree with that. I think it's going to be left up to Cena. I think they're going to give him the reverence because they call him the greatest of all time. Even Triple H called him the greatest of all time the other night at the presser. Mm-hmm. So I think it's going to be, does Cena want to stay tied with Flair, or does Cena say, yes, I want to break the record? And I think the WWE higher ups want him to break it. I think they want him to be distinct from Flair. I think because of where WWE is now in the world, looked at as the worldwide leader, they're no longer a sports entertainment. They are now a wrestling company again.
They're a wrestling company.
So I think, to be able to market Cena as a 17, you can roll Cena out there anytime you want to sign autographs. As the 17, nobody else can lay claim to that. As the 17-time world champion.
The only one to ever have that distinction.
Yes, I think.
Any promotion.
And he will, and then that will truly designate him as the GOAT, as the greatest of all time. I believe it's a great possibility. I think it's all up to Cena, though. I think it's
up to Cena as well. I can see Cena winning that belt some point next year, and then as is customary, if you understand the behind the scenes of wrestling, you will know that it is customary that when an icon is retiring or even leaving a promotion, they leave by putting over someone.
They looking up at the lights.
So I think poetic justice would be for him to maybe win it at Mania, carry it till December,
or lose it at SummerSlam. He don't have to have a long reign.
Or he can win it at SummerSlam.
Right.
Carry it until the holiday show at the Garden. And then in his final match at the Garden, whether it's Roman, whether it's Cody, whoever it is, he puts them over and goes off into the sunset.
Yeah.
Which also makes that Garden show an absolute sellout because it's going to be Cena's last show and it's a title match.
That Garden show is always sold out. I've been to a few of them.
I think that's going to be one of those rare ones where WWE will sometimes, with those holiday Garden shows, will make it its own PLE, like its own mini PLE.
Or Peacock,
I can see them doing that. Or now with this deal with Netflix, they may put it on Netflix.
Put it on Netflix, yeah.
So that might be looking at something. So I knew something was up when he came out, because I didn't see the shirt at first when he first came out when they introduced him, but when he opened up the towel and it said the last time is now, I said he's announcing his retirement. I knew immediately. We just didn't know how long it was going to go, but the next year, listen, Triple H has done a fantastic job, and Cena even said it, because they asked, when did you decide? He said, I kind of didn't decide. They kind of decided for me. Like, how about we do this? And the idea to not just say, okay, you're going to have a one-off match send-off, which, I mean, it's cute and nostalgic, but when you weave it into the storylines, it makes more sense. So, yes, we know he's going out, but, again, this is blurring the line between wrestling and reality again. So, kudos to Triple H.
And the money, and the name of the game at the end of the day is to make money, is to print money. No matter what city Cena shows up in, it's going to print money.
Oh, yeah, it's a farewell tour.
It's going to print money. So the name of the game is still to print money.
Every show he's going to be at every show at Barclays next year. Every show at the Garden next year, because New York is home base for them.
Boston.
He'll be in Boston. That's home for him. He'll more than likely be at the international PLEs because it'll be the international audience's last chance to see him as well. So, he's going to go to Saudi next year. Like they're just going to print money next year.
They're going to roll them out and print even more money than they're printing now.
And for those that watch NXT, I gotta give it to Shawn Michaels. The ending of that championship match was brilliant.
They're killing it down there, man.
Absolutely brilliant for Trick Williams to lose the championship while executing one of his finishing moves and causing his opponent to fall on another opponent, and he gets pulled out of the ring and loses the title that way. Pure genius. I can't wait to see what happens on NXT.
Because he protected him. He lost, but it was
Great job by the WWE all around. Great job by you guys as always. Great job by you, Bishop J Mac. Great job by L Butler for the little bit of time that he was with us. Great job by you who are listening and watching. We appreciate you all. Noah Bullard, Ted Simpson, Jay Allen Gooding, Sam Jennings, Keisha Carter, who should have been on with us, but we'll get to that later. Gerard Jarvis, and all of you who joined us today. Jesse Moore, whether you logged in and made a comment, we hope you will comment with us next week. Join us again next week as we continue these conversations here on the Church Guys Sports Show podcast. Don't forget, tonight at midnight, the audio version of the podcast will be available on Spotify. It'll be available on iHeartRadio, on Apple Podcasts, and any place that you enjoy podcasts. Download it and listen to it again while you're doing your workout this week. Listen to it, share it with somebody, and don't forget to like the Church Guys the Church Guys Sports Show podcast on Facebook and subscribe to us on YouTube. Until next week, have a great night, everyone. We'll see you next Tuesday night. We're going to talk some Summer League because it'll be 3 days in. Have a great night, everyone.
Yo, this is the state of emergency. Check. I need all my Knicks fans right now to grab your jerseys, your popcorn, your sodas, whatever you got to do to get ready for this game. I don't care if you're a cheerleader, an athlete, a couch potato. We're here to restore the field. Can you say from New York what I say from New York? Hey, yo, let's go now.
Hey, yo, I bring that New York energy. Talking 42nd Street, alley hoop finger roll. Ain't nobody checking me. Crossover through the legs, step back, hit a three. Still up in the hood, but got big baller tendencies. She just trying to get flued out to John Kennedy just to see the Knicks play, make a couple memories. New York, if you ain't from here, don't pretend to be. And if you ain't rocking with the Knicks, you an enemy. Yeah, look at us, whole city is wild. This is New York, why y'all ever counted us out? Any game we attend, yeah, we taking it now. Fast break on the court, all up and down. Lead a garden in the pigsty, yeah, we get it on this side. Bacon, egg, and cheese or the lobster mac with the ribeye. Either way, we winning the overtime if we get tired. Get it with the team, yeah, that's just something we live by. Hey, yo, first quarter in, we gon' turn it up. Gotta warm up first, then we taking it dub. By the third quarter in, no, they ain't catching up. Gotta stay in the lead before that shot clock buzz. If the Knicks get a win, we gon' do it again. Make the finals once before, we gon' do it again. Bounce back in the fourth, we gon' do it again. It's been a while since the chip, but we gon' do it again, yeah.
Yo, put your hands up. If you rockin' with the Knicks, put your hands up. Yo, put your hands up. If you from New York, put your hands up. Yo, look, put your hands up. If you rockin' with the Knicks, put your hands up.